Hello and welcome to another edition of Toys from the Attic, where we're taking a look at another Transformers Combiner Wars figure. And this week it's going to be Cyclonus. Now Cyclonus is actually just a retool and a recolor of the Transformers Combiner Wars figure Silverbolt, with some minor tweaks here and there. You can see his chest is a little bit smoother and a little bit more high-tech, giving it a nice slight different feel to it. They could have just given him the same blocky chest, but I'm actually nice that they rounded it out. Gives that more feel of that Generation 1. If you guys remember Unicron, when he upgraded these guys to their current form, they became a lot smoother and a lot more high-tech looking. Another neat addition are these little fins right here on his arms that actually pop off. You're supposed to use these in part of the transformation and stick them in his hand to form, I guess, additional little steering wings, but I like to think of them as when you can actually put him in his hand and now he has a nice little dagger that he could actually stab someone with. He also still comes with the same type of gun that Silverbolt came with. You got the short pistol with the overly long rifle. It reminds me of the Joker's gun from the Tim Burton Batman movie. And then you got the little shield attachment right here, which, in all honesty, I'm really not a big fan of, just because, to me, I think of a shield that should be going down and you'd have it like this. Although I guess you could place it in his arm here, and then it acts more like a shield that he could actually bludgeon people with. And just as before, the pistol combines together like so to form an even bigger gun, which I actually prefer it more like this. It just seems a little bit more impressive for a robot of his size and stature. Now, as far as his articulation goes, it's exactly the same with some minor bugs here and there. His head doesn't move the same as Silverbolt just because of how the cowl is on his head. It just really limits it. I would prefer that if he could actually look around and up and down, but what are you going to do? His arms move up and down. He have the same ratcheting articulation as Silverbolt did. Bicep swivel, elbow swivel, and his legs are exactly the same too. You can rotate them out, ratchet them forward, back, thigh swivel, and then knee articulation. You can also guess you could say there's a ankle articulation right here, but that goes more with the transformation, and yeah. Now he's not completely G1 accurate. I mean, his forearms and legs aren't as smooth as what's depicted in the old cartoon. Transform Cyclonus is pretty much the same as Silverbolt. We're going to start off by poking his head down like so, but we're going to take these little fin blades right here and actually stick them on the back of his hands right here. That's kind of important. Or later on, getting him into his plane mode. They're a nice tight fit, and the sad thing is I'm actually worried they're going to get constant wear and tear by pulling them out of here and put them in here, and then they're just going to get too loose to actually fit in there. That is one little thing I'm concerned about. Anyways, after that we're going to actually flip these panels back like so, fold his legs down and up. Now this part, I don't know if it's just mine, but it's really kind of hard to get this peg right in here on these little slots right in there on the back of the leg. It's kind of important later on to get the plane mode to actually sit and have the wings be properly angled in there. So yeah, I don't know if this is just mine or if it's all of them. It's just kind of really hard to get that in there. It was a lot easier on Silverbolt. I don't know if this is because it's just part of the mold getting worn down or what. Actually, I'm going to move his front part of his plane out like this right now, just so I can get in here and actually have a better line of sight in getting that peg in there. There we go. Got that side, and we're going to go. Gotta get. There we go, got to get that side in there. Now the reason it's important is because you have these pegs right here that are going to fit into the hands right here. And if these things aren't lined up correctly, it just kind of flops about and doesn't look all that good. Now we're going to need to get this groove right in here. There you go. And get that on this side. There you go. And then we can get the plane wings in here, and then it folds all tight how it should be. We're going to actually move his little wings up like this, and just so it's proper, I'm gonna move these back like so, and there you have it. Cyclonus is now in his alt mode, vehicle mode. I Shouldn't have said that twice, but oh well. You can actually pull down his little landing gear right here. Oh, I forgot. We actually got to take this part and move this forward in here to hide all that undercarriage, because that's where the little landing gear is. Now you can actually pull his front landing gear right here down, so when he's landing or on the runway, he's just kind of chilling there. Yeah, his little landing gear right there. However, you can actually take his gun like this and put it right under here in these little holes. So something I really like is you can actually have the gun put attached to the vehicle mode. Something I've always complained about the original G1 guys is you kind of just had to leave their guns or their extra accessories off to the side, and that's how they got lost. Being able to combine it right here or attach it means that you can keep everything together. And I like that they actually add a little wheel right there. You can kind of see it sculpted in, so that actually acts as a default landing gear for when he's in his jet mode. I also love the detail on this guy, the little jets. Alright, now to transform Cyclonus into Galvatron is pretty much the same as transforming Silverbolt into Superion. We're going to start off by moving his head down like this. I'm going to pull this panel forward, and then we're going to try to get this part out to reveal Galvatron's head. Mildly inappropriate right there, but anyways, we're going to move on forward. We're going to move his arms up like this to form the legs of Galvatron. We're going to move his hands back like so. We're going to leave these little blades right here where they are. Then we're going to move over to his feet, move them down. Oh, just as always, I always forget, move these panels back. Exactly the same as if we were getting him into his alt mode. Which means we still got to deal with these pegs back here. Again, I'm probably not going to transform this guy into Galvatron all that much. I'll get to that a little bit later, but I'm either going to be keeping this guy in his robot mode or his vehicle mode. Dang it. Come on, get in there. There we go. That's that side. There we go. We're going to leave his wings how they are, though. Then we're going to move this head up and around like so. Now it's very important because these actual parts right here slide in, have these little slots right here that they're going to slide into. Make sure everything is nice and flush. And there we go. We now have the torso of Galvatron. Let's actually start adding some limbs to him. I'm going to take dead end here. Or is it breakneck? I can't remember. Him and one other guy I always get confused with. Okay, I'm going to take breakdown. I remember his name thanks to Transformers Prime. There we go. The legs of Galvatron. And yeah, this guy's going to be really tall, so I'm going to try to move back as far as I can. I'm going to take drag strip right here. Oh, forgot. We also got to move these panels down here so we can get the arms on. I'm going to have drag strip form this arm. And we're going to have off-road form this arm right here. And there you go. You could just put the gun right in his hand, and we have Galvatron. Galvatron, ready to lead the Decepticons against Rodimus Prime and Unicron and Ultra Magnus. Yeah, as far as this guy goes as a combiner, he's actually okay. I mean, the head sculpt is really nice. It really has that Galvatron-esque feel. But as far as the body goes, and having Cyclonus turn into him, it's I'm meh about it. I think I much prefer him just as Cyclonus. Also, having the rest of the Stunticon team on his as far as arms and legs just seems a little off to him. I don't really understand why this particular form would have the cars as his limbs. Now, if they were to come out with variations on the sweeps and just take the Stunticon or the Aerobots and color them purple so you could have just the same color scheme overall, then yeah, I prefer this guy as a Galvatron like that. But having the Stunticons, it's just not really doing anything for me. Now, just as before, yeah, there's a reason why I have off-road on the arm right here and break neck. Is it break neck or break down. I can never remember these guys' names. There's two guys that are exactly the same, and I can never remember their names. Anyways, the reason for that is, just as I said with Menasor, is these arms don't actually hold up all that well when you kind of move them around. See how it splits apart right there? It just doesn't stick together. Drag strip is the best one actually forming an arm, because the joints or the little pegs that snap together are the best. They really hold up against all the movement. This one, not so much. It just wants to fall apart pretty easily. And I found that off-road is actually the best one to form the other arm, leaving these two guys as the best ones for the legs. The other reason too is, especially with Menasor, these guys, the legs down here, they actually, I'm very sorry, I'm not getting this whole guy under frame. He's really, really tall. Like I said, well, anyways, as I was saying, these guys tend to actually lock up or hit some little pegs on Menasor. It'd probably be a little bit better on Cyclonus here. Drawing a blank on his name real quick. Using a bunch of names all over the day for the day. It's just getting a little confusing. Once again, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed what you've seen today, please feel free to like, subscribe, or leave a comment below in the comment section. Any advice for the show will be greatly appreciated. Who knows, something you suggest may appear on the show.